Okay, so I get people asking me questions all the time, like, Casey, how did you get 37s to fit? What mods did you do? How much lift do you need to fit 37s? And so I've decided to put together a multiple part series showing everything I've done to help get these tires to fit. If you watched the last video, I showed you the cutting I did to the rear quarter panel to maximize the up travel. If you haven't watched that yet, make sure to watch that next, and also make sure to hit that subscribe because I'm going to be adding a lot more videos to this channel related to small mods I'm doing to help fit these tires. In today's video, however, we're going to be properly setting the bump stop height, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Before I go any further, I want to really quickly address some common misconceptions that people have. A lot of people ask me how much lift I'm running because they think that's going to help them clear the bigger tires, but that's simply not true. In fact, I'm only running about 3 inches of lift, just the same as a lot of you. Even if you add 6 inches of lift, the tire is still going to compress to the same location, and this isn't going to solve any of your problems. So there's a few things you can do. One is you can add a body lift, which is going to physically raise the vehicle off of the frame. Or 2, you can add bump stop extensions, and here's why. From the factory, the compressed length of the shock is about 12.5 inches, and the extended length is 20 inches, resulting in about 7.5 inches of travel. With the shocks I'm running, the compressed length is 14.5 inches, and the extended length is 23.5 inches for about 9 inches of travel. Since these shocks are 2 inches longer at the compressed length, if I were to let the tire compress to the normal bump stop location, I'm going to blow out the seals on the shock, and that's just a waste of money. To compensate for that, most people install bump stop extensions. Today, I'm going to be installing these bump stops from Timbren, and unlike the factory ones, they're super soft so you won't feel it when you bottom out. And unlike any other brand, you can fine-tune the amount of extensions you need because they sell these in 1-inch or even half-inch extensions. Since my shocks have a 2-inch longer compressed length than factory, I've got 2 inches worth of extensions here. So this is what the bump stop with the extensions looks like. This bottom part is the actual bump stop. I have my 2 inches of extensions and also the mounting hardware on top. I'm not going to show you guys the actual process of installing it because it is quite literally a single bolt, and I don't think that's necessary to show you guys. And so we are going to install this, and then we're going to test it out and see how well it does while flex testing it. Okay, so I currently have the vehicle fully flexed out on a rock up here, and I realized that 2 inches worth of spacers on the bump stop might actually be a bit too much, because if we come down here and look at how much room I have a lot of room left. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take off that one spacer, but I'll do a quick walk around for you guys so you can see what the other side looks like. I'll give you guys an inside look of all the cutting I did to fit these tires in the first place. There's a lot more room in here compared to stock, as you can see. I cut that up by about 2 inches. Okay, so we're actually out here on a new day now, and I ended up removing one of the 1-inch extensions on the rear bump stop because it turns out that having 2 inches of those extensions was a bit too much. So we're going to check out how well it did flexing out on this rock now. And we can come in and take a look at the bump stop extensions on this side. As you can see, I removed one of those 1-inch spacers. Here's the rock that we're flexed out on. At first I thought it wasn't rubbing when I had my front tires up on it and I was checking the other side, but as it turns out, it does rub a bit. So this is a 37-inch tire stuffed in there. It is just barely touching the top of the quarter panel, and I did cut the quarter panel up about 1.5 inches, so I'm probably going to end up adding a 1/2-inch body lift. I think that's all I'm going to need to stop the rubbing, but as you can see, this is a really tight fit. Maybe trim a little bit more there. You're not going to be able to see it there. The tire actually tucks nicely under the fender flare from the cutting I had done previously, but I think it's just touching a little bit at the top. Maybe trim this a little bit here, and also right there is touching a little bit. So maybe the answer to this is a 1/2-inch body lift. I don't want to add a 1-inch body lift because then I'm going to have to redo all of the armor. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave the bump stops as is for now, because what I don't want to end up doing is losing up travel because I decided to add more bump stop extensions. to take some photos of the car. Now I have to figure out how to get this trunk closed. Okay, well actually I'm just gonna do this. Wait. Jesus. And yes, I know I haven't uploaded for a while, but I do plan on changing that in the future. We're gonna have more install videos, and we're also gonna hopefully have some trail videos so you guys can see this rig in action. And if you liked watching this video, I really would appreciate it if you guys would hit that like and sub button down below. And thanks for watching.